Trevor Zegras is on the trade block, according to the most reliable source in the NHL, Frank Seravalli. Looks like someone got their feelings hurt about not knowing anything about the Jamie Cutter trade, because this man has never been wrong about the Ducks stuff. If you read the article, which don't bother wasting your time, there is no real info to indicate Zegras is on the trade block. He is drawing conclusions from little to no actual information, which is surprising because that is something that Seravalli would never do. Is Zegras untouchable? No. Very few players in this league are. It would likely take an amazing offer for him to be dealt. There's been zero evidence that Zegras or Verbeek are unhappy with each other. Heck, Crow and Beaker have come out multiple times this year saying they are pleased with his professionalism and commitment to working on the flaws in his game. Not to mention, it also ignores the reason Verbeek traded for Cutter, which was to acquire more goal scoring. The Drysdale-Gauthier trade was an opportunity to fill a need that the organization lacked and took advantage of having an insanely deep D prospect pool. That simply is not the case for Zegras. There is no one on the roster or in the pipeline who does what Z does, so moving him makes no sense. Some people might not want to believe it, but Zegras has the fourth most points through 200 games in Ducks history. Zegras has been one of their best goal scorers since he started here. Yes, he has had a rough season point production-wise, but why trade him now when his value is the lowest it's ever been? Let's not forget what Frank said prior to this season.
John Gibson's asked for a trade, and I've reported that, and he's said, I am not playing another game for the Anaheim Ducks.
Wow.
It's bold.
Wow.
Gibson's at 25 games strong, by the way. Pretty much any time he talks about the Ducks, take it with a grain of salt, because I think you could count on one hand the number of times he has been right, and that might be generous.
And now I guess he looks like even more of an idiot, Sean, because an already heartbroken Zegras went down early in the Ducks vs. Predators game and didn't return for the rest of the game, as he was tripped, no call, and his legs went into the dashboard, and it looks like he tweaked his ankle. And now it seems he will be out for a while, according to Cronin. Hoping for the best. I just can't with these injuries this year. It's like every game. But props to the boys for overcoming what was probably already a whirlwind of the last 24 hours with the Jimmy trade. And you know what? That trade seemed to have lit a fire under the boys, at least for this game. As they kill off a penalty, Killorn chips it deep. We'll say that was on purpose. And Strome comes out of the box with a nasty finish 5-hole. That's gotta be one of the most exciting types of goals in hockey, when a player comes out of the box and scores after the penalty kill. The excitement wouldn't end there, as we get a long overdue Ross boss fight, which he dominates, giving the Ducks momentum as Frankie tips birthday boys Lacombe's shot off McDonough and in. The Ducks would then get a power play, and man did it look good with Minty back on it, as great puck movement and a hella pass from Terry, and McTavish scores off Saros' dome with almost no angle. And the Ducks weren't done, as early in the second, Timmy gets in on the fun. Henrique was patient along the boards, finds Terry all alone in the slot, and Teres gets a bounce off a Pred stick and in. And the Ducks weren't done again, as they would get another out-of-the-box goal, this time from Radko Gudas, who doesn't score on the first attempt, but goes for a wraparound, and it goes in. The Ducks' leading D goal scorer has now tied his career high in goals 34 games into the season. Fear the Butcher. But you know it wouldn't be a Ducks game without some tense moments, as they would fall apart the last 10 minutes, starting with a shorty goal by the Preds, then a slash goes uncalled and they score again. And then they get another with 44 seconds left, almost like the Ducks were trying to set up a Dosty goal, but he never got the chance. It got interesting at the end, but Dosty held strong. This was a solid game for the Ducks, as they win 5-3. They created turnovers, got to loose pucks, and got some puck luck for once. The power play looked much improved this game, but will hold off judgment as the Preds have one of the worst PKs in the league. So let's see how they do against a very good Canes team Thursday at 4 p.m. The Hurricanes will be coming off 4 days rest after losing 2-1 in a shootout versus the Blues. So oh boy, it should be an interesting one.
Now Kim, it wouldn't be a video without some injury news, as Minty left this game with 3 minutes left. It didn't look like much, so it could have been more precautionary, but if he does miss a game, the broadcast curse is real.
He's appeared in every game so far this season.
On a positive note, Leo Carlson's recovery seems to be going very well, as he is with the team on this road trip. He was on the ice in a red jersey, which, according to Derek Lee, red doesn't always mean non-contact. But nevertheless, great to see him back on the ice.
In fact, great news. He might be back on the ice as soon as Saturday against Tampa Bay, only 3 weeks after his injury.
In case you haven't heard, Jamie Drysdale was traded. We made a video for our full thoughts on the trade, so feel free to go watch if you haven't yet. But with Jimmy gone, it means the Ducks were going to call someone up, and it's lefty Robert Hagg who gets to sit in the press box, because now Jackson Lacombe gets back into the lineup. Best birthday present for Jackson is more playing time, and he had one of his best games in this season to prove he deserves more.
And and he's going to have to keep proving that he deserves more ice time because the Ducks have claimed righty D-man Gustav Lindstrom off waivers from the Canadiens. Another Swede in the mix for the Ducks. Props to Felix for catching this. Beaker knows Lindström from his tenure as assistant GM in Detroit, so we should have seen this coming. This is a solid pickup by the Ducks. He will be a great 6 D-man. He's not flashy, but he's good on the PK, and he's still only 25. He'll be an RFA after the year, so we'll see if he's re-signed. He will wear number 28 for the Ducks, last worn by the great Nathan Beaulieu. Anaheim keeps growing stronger, and I think this also makes it less likely for All-Star Olen Zellweger to be called up, at least for a while.
That will do it for this video. If you like this video, make sure you like and subscribe. Thank you for watching, and go Ducks!
Good game, boys. Rico, 500. Oh, yeah.
Hey. Let's keep it rolling.